All right. How are you guys doing? Welcome, Barça Blaugranes, to another BB Live session. My name is Diego. This is D-Spot, of course. And at the same time, I want to give a quick welcome to all the people tuning in via the YouTube live stream on the D-Spot channel, of course. Guys, without any further ado, I'm going to get right into the mix. It's 3:03. I'm 3 minutes late. I said that I was going to start at 3 o'clock, so please bear with me. Those 4 minutes, it's usually down to technical issues, just trying to get everything sorted and stuff. But I'm going to jump right into the mix of things because, hey, we have some fantastic news. We actually have good news to report. I'm super excited about Barça. We have our first true signing for the first team, not the Barça B team, which, you know, of course, they need their signings as well. And I'm very happy that they did get this young Brazilian kid who it does look very promising. However, I want to spend my time to talk about not Deulofeu, who is our original first sort of signing. I put him into quotation marks because we all know Deulofeu by now. If you don't, then, you know, go check him out on YouTube by all means. But I want to talk about Semedo. Guys, in the meantime, while I do my opening monologue here about Semedo, make sure you tell me where you're watching from. I see some dude talking about love from Dubai. What's going on, some dude? Love over here from Barcelona, right back to you to Dubai. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to BB Live and welcome to D-Spot. Again, my name is Diego and please drop your questions into the comment section. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to answer all of them right after I'm done with my introduction, my little monologue in the beginning. I asked you guys yesterday to drop in your questions already in advance. Do not worry, I've made note of those and those will be answered as well. So, guys, like I said, why am I so excited? Well, I'm just so happy about something good, man. Some good news. No negative press. No Bartomeu, you know, vote of no confidence yet. You know, I don't want to talk about that yet. Nobody being thrown in jail. No tax scams. No nothing. No, we have good news to report. We have our first player in Semedo, coming from Benfica, coming from Portugal. And listen, I can't help to be excited. I mean, you probably see it in my expression. I just can't help to be excited because I'm really looking forward to see this kid down the right flank. It's been a long time coming. It feels like ages that we, you know, got rid of Dani Alves and just been taking way too long to replace him. So, you know, he's been projected as the new Dani Alves. Do I want to put that much pressure on him right from the get-go? Ah, fuck it. Yeah, why not? He's the new Dani Alves, baby. He's the new Dani Alves. And he's a young kid. He's only 23 years old. From what I've seen of him of late, I have to admit, I'm not fluent in the Portuguese league, so I haven't really checked out his games at Benfica. But what I've been able to see from him, particularly in the Confederations Cup, because obviously, you know, Barça was heavily linked with him already a good 3 months ago. So, you know, obviously, I started to keep an eye on him, track his movements, checked out his Confederations Cup with Portugal, which was promising, guys, which was promising at that moment already. And just what I see from him on YouTube, you know, the highlights and things, although you should never base your entire opinion on just highlights, of course. But what I did see from him was very promising. And I have to say, look, even though, and I'm the first one to admit, and the regular viewers will attest to this, I was favoring Bellerin over Semedo. Why? Because I simply knew Bellerin better. And despite the fact that Bellerin did have a pitiful season at Arsenal, I was still kind of favoring his move back, I should say, to the Camp Nou over Semedo. And again, I have to plead ignorance. It was simply because I knew him better. I knew, listen, this kid is, Bellerin is from La Masia. Hector is from Barcelona. He wants to come back home. And he's a big, strong, athletic player who runs like a madman. And you know, again, I plead ignorance here. I was more in favor of a Bellerin move. However, having said that, as soon as I started to investigate more about Semedo and started to check him out on the Confederations Cup, man, you know, those of you that told me that I was wrong for preferring a move of Bellerin, you guys were right. You guys were absolutely right. All the credit to the Barça board in this case. You know, I gotta give credit when credit is due, even if it is to the likes of the Bartomeu and Roberto Fernandez, my friend. You know, I gotta give him credit for chasing Semedo. Although maybe, you know, the credit has to be given to Valverde, because it was in fact Valverde that said, no, let's not go for Bellerin, let's go for Semedo. And thank God, because we didn't only save money, but we got a guy here who fits our system just all the more better. And I'm really convinced of this, guys. Like I said, you guys were right, I was wrong. Trip by Roberto Fernandez to Portugal was done just yesterday to finish up this this transaction, and they got it done. Signed the boy, agreed personal terms with him, and hey, he already passed the medical this morning. You guys probably saw the pictures in the newspapers and stuff. And he's here. He's here. He's under Valverde's reign. He's under Valverde's command. He's ready to practice with the team and just, you know, ready to get this preseason started. So couldn't come at a better time. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy. That said, guys, it's not over yet. We still have 2 or 3 more signings to do, of course. Verratti should still be in all of our conversation, all of our mouths, because he's still part of the conversation. Let me get to that in a second. I want to quickly focus on the first set of questions that have come in. Guys, I see you guys blowing up the chat on the Facebook Live. I will get to you those in a second. Let me first give attention to the questions that was that were submitted yesterday in the chat. So Omar asked me the question. Please mention the time as well, because Roberto Fernandez and the newly appointed Giuseppe. Sorry, let me so you guys know the question. So his question is, what is the difference between the role of my friend Robert Fernandez and the newly appointed Giuseppe Segura at the club? See, it's a 3-part question, so let me take it by parts. What is his role? His role, Giuseppe Segura is Roberto Fernandez, his boss. It's that simple. I guess Bartomeu was losing confidence in Roberto Fernandez. I'm not entirely sure. However, he felt the need to, out of the blue, appoint a boss to Roberto Fernandez. Giuseppe Segura had done a lot of work with the Barça B squad. He worked a lot with the Barça B squad, with the managers from the Barça B squad. So, you know, why he got promoted, I'm not entirely sure. I guess maybe Bartomeu was feeling that, you know, Roberto Fernandez might need a kick in the ass by his superior, in which case I'm happy about that, because he certainly does. However, there's a lot of question marks to the appointment of Giuseppe Segura. Reports are saying that Roberto Fernandez is not entirely I shouldn't say not entirely happy. He's not at all happy about having been appointed this boss out of the blue. So, you know, let's see what's going to this will play out internally. I couldn't care less. All I care about is that we make quality signings and that we promote our masia players, our cantera, that we take care of these kids and we put a freaking cork into selling off our youngsters, because that had to be stopped. So, you know, now Marlon is being promoted to the first team. It seems that Valverde is ready to take him on to the first team. They had a private conversation, semi-private. All the cameras obviously pointed to them, but they had a conversation yesterday. Reports are saying that Valverde is very impressed with Marlon Santos, which is, oh man, that's such a relief to me. I put all my money on that kid last season when I saw him. So he seems like a quality kid who's ready to join the first team. Which, by the way, reminds me, I saw one of your questions, and I'm going to get to that now, about Sergi Palencia. Sergi Palencia, of course, one of the captains of the Barça B team. Is he going to make the jump into the first squad? That is to be seen. That remains to be seen right now. The reports are saying that he will, for sure, train with the first squad. He will do the entire pre-temporada, the entire summer with the first squad. So we'll see if Palencia does make the leap into the first squad. Of course, that will depend as well on the buying of a midfielder or not. Palencia, I think, is a great player. He's got a lot of potential. Whether he's ready for a move into the first squad, that you know, remains to be seen, particularly by Valverde. He's obviously in the best position to judge that, and it remains to be seen whether we therefore buy another midfielder or not. So anyway, guys, to continue back to your questions and not deviate too much, because time is precious. Another Omer question here. Second question. The Paulinho news isn't a bad joke, and there is some truth to it, isn't it? Haven't these guys heard of the likes of Naby Keita, Jorginho, or Garcenca? Oh well, let's hope for the best. Listen, as far as I know, Paulinho, China right now are sleeping, right? I don't know the time difference exactly. I know that they are ahead. So, that means that the Chinese transfer market is officially done. It's over. They are not allowed, they cannot sell or buy players. So, the what are they called? The Chinese club that Paulinho plays for, the president would be silly, obviously, to sell off their midfielder right now. And that has to be good news for us. Absolutely, absolutely. I think all of us, we were in a general consensus, all the Barça fans, all the culés from all over the world, as far as I saw on Facebook, Twitter, all the other forums and stuff, everybody were literally pulling their hair out saying, how can we be even talking about Paulinho, this subpar, Brazilian midfielder. Granted, he is, maybe the best Brazilian midfielder out there, but certainly not a quality, a quality type of midfielder we need for Barça right now. A lot of questions did come in about why are we looking at Paulinho? Well, the simple reason is because of muscle. It seemed that even Valverde, who gave the green light to Paulinho signing, don't forget, again, it beats me as to why, but even he said, look, I wouldn't mind some muscle, some help for Busquets, somebody there who can, instead of finesse and touch, is able to give us that extra strength and push. So he said, okay, let's go for it. However, his the clausula, his clause, what do you call it in English? The resignation clause or whatever that we would have to pay for him was around, I think it was the 40 million mark. Now, 40 million for a guy who's 29 is obviously absurd. Let alone the fact that he's technically a subpar, just a terrible player. I'll just say it. He's been terrible. I mean, ask any Tottenham fan, what they think of Paulinho, and they will piss their pants laughing at the idea that Barça, a club like Barça, is considering paying 40 million for him because he ran out of there. Basically, he was chased out of there and left to China. So I think we can count our blessings and sad buyout clause. Thank you. The buyout clause was 40 million. And so we have to count our blessings and thank the gods of the Chinese transfer market that is now closed. I think we can also close the book unless something crazy weird happens. But listen, they rejected, 25 million? Now, reportedly, they rejected another offer of 30 million. What are we doing? And I want to keep this positive, so I'm going to keep this Paulinho very brief. But what are we doing trying to make an offer of 30 million for a 29-year-old, technically inferior midfielder, who reportedly we were giving a 4-year contract to? I mean, what are we going to do at 33 once he finishes his contract? Are we going to sell him off? No. He's worth nothing. He was worth nothing when he left Tottenham. I think he left for like 12 million. So please, oh please, I hope this was a bad joke, Omer, to get back to your question. And we have forgotten now about Paulinho, now that the transfer market is closed. So we can move on from Paulinho. Okay? That wraps up Paulinho. Next question. Let's see here. How do I pull these up? Bear with me 1 second. Okay, here we go. After Semedo, question from Ose Popsi Oko. After Semedo magic signing, do you think we can also get Verratti? Okay, so now to the Verratti. Yes, I do. Listen, whether we can and whether we will are obviously two different. Whether we can, will, and want, or need to, are three different questions. Do we need him? Abso-fucking-lutely. I mean, you only need to, hear the god, the ex-Barça legend of Xavi talk. Just yesterday he gave an interview where he said Verratti is absolutely needed. So, who am I to talk against a player the likes of Xavi, the best midfielder, the best Spanish player to have ever played the game. So we absolutely need him. Whether we will and can get him, that's another question, and that is where my doubt at least creeps in. Because although the summer is still long, we still have, I think it was 48 days of the summer transfer market. The Paris Saint-Germain do seem very reluctant to even, sit down and talk about Verratti joining the likes of Barça. If we want to be serious about him, we need to basically come to the table and put down 100 million euros. Nothing less, and I'm afraid it will be only more. I think the starting bid would have to be 100 million. Now, are we in a position to offer 100 million? I don't know. I would think so. I think we are still an elite club, a big club, and Forbes yesterday as well came out with a list where we were ranked 4th biggest, most valuable club in the world, even above Madrid. We were up there, the top 4. I think it was Yankees, Dallas Cowboys, Man United, and then us. So we ranked even ahead of Madrid. That would tell me that we have enough money in the bank to throw out, these ridiculous amounts of money, like 100 million for a player like Verratti. Whether it's worth it or not, I don't even care. We need him. We need Verratti, absolutely. So we need him, yes. Whether we will get him, I doubt it. Again, referring to what we were reading yesterday when Dani Alves was presented in Paris to his club. He said, I came here to play with Marco Verratti. So, I don't know if he will come. The newspapers are saying that we are still trying, that Bartomeu did a desperate call, gave a desperate call to Verratti saying, don't give up hope, my boy. We want you still. So hang in tight. Let's see if he comes. Summer's still long. Let's see if he comes. Next question. Abid Thubayer. Will Arda Turan stay in the team or the club, or will the club sell him? Arda Turan, I think, will stay. I think he's going to stay. His manager says he has no interest in leaving the club. Of course, who would want to leave Barça? There have been offers reportedly being rejected. The offers have been rejected by Football Club Barcelona around the 35-40 million mark for Arda Turan, which, mind you, Arda Turan, Sergio Roberto, and Andre Gomez all have received offers and have been rejected. So, excuse me. It seems that he is willing to, I think Valverde wants to check him out right now in the preseason. He might stay. I think he will stay. Especially if you look at, the offers that we've been rejecting. Barça is not known as a selling club in the sense that when we do sell, we always sell poorly. We're not like, small clubs who sell high, or even the likes of Real Madrid who can toss a Morata at 90 million and expect an offer of around the 80 million. That Barça, we've never done those things. So I wouldn't expect this now from Arda Turan to be sold at, say, 50 million. So if we're rejecting offers for him of around 35-40 million, then it would tell me that he's probably staying, at least for now. Next question, Abid Thabayer again. Though we have enough midfield players, will Barça go for a midfield player? Who might it be? So again, obviously a lot of these questions are related to the midfield. So if I see, I'm just going to say it now, if I see a midfield question repeated, I'll refer to the questions that I've answered just now. Quickly, again, just to repeat, in case you joined just now, the midfield question, obviously a hot topic. I think Verratti, we will still try to make a move for Verratti. Whether he will come or not, I doubt it. We have a lot of midfield players. Don't forget, we have Denis Suarez. I still hope, it's my hope, that he is the revelation, the true revelation of Xavi Hernandez. Give him time, guys. Don't call me crazy. Give him time. Xavi, Denis Suarez and Leo Messi have a special connection. Rafinha is still in the mix. As I mentioned before, Palencia from the Barça B squad, he will train with the first squad this preseason. He might make a jump to the first squad. So, although we're in the need of Verratti, we also have our players, our young players that we need to give time to. Sergio Roberto will now definitely play in the midfield where he is, born to play. He's obviously perhaps Xavi's revelation, or sorry, Iniesta, I should say. So give our midfield players a little bit of time. Sergio Roberto, if anything, I've been very critical of him. I thought he was not the necessarily the talent that we need right now. However, given the fact that we've just signed Semedo, and that means that Sergio Roberto can stop playing in that awkward position to him that he did get a passing grade on in the flank, he will now play in the midfield. So, who's not to say that he will shine this season in the midfield? I'm hopeful, guys. I'm back on a fucking positive tip. Out of this negative, this negative, what's the word I'm looking for? This negative, God, too many languages going on in my head, guys. I can't find the words. I'm out of this negative train of thought, and I'm all on the positive one now. So let's see. Let's give all the Barça B players chance in the midfield and see what happens instead of shelling out the 100 million on Verratti. Although if we can't get him, then let's get him because he is a quality player. Anyways, on to the next question. Barça bought Semedo, and we have Palencia Vidal too. Will Palencia play in the first team? I think I've covered that question enough. Also, Aleix Vidal, obviously, despite his up and down season and injury-ridden last season, he played a fantastic couple of games before he got injured, and as well a good Copa del Rey final. So I have hopes that him and Semedo will battle it out on the right flank. Okay, guys. To the questions, scroll all the way to the top, to the questions in the Facebook live chat. Go all the way to the top. All right. Guys, by the way, those of you joining into the YouTube live feed, as I always say, I cannot see your questions while I'm streaming live, but I will get to your questions after, okay, once this is posted. Sambu, what's up? Love from Dubai, baby. Yeah. Adebayo, Emmanuel Sire. Love this. Guys, I do this every week. Put it in your calendar. Once a week. Because of other commitments, I don't commit to a day or time, but once a week I put a video out there. So always check the Barça Blaugranes Facebook and Twitter, as well as D-Spot, of course. Don't forget to subscribe to D-Spot on YouTube. That's youtube.com/C/D for Diego Spot. Giuseppe, love Barça from Lagos, Nigeria. Man, a lot of love from all around the world. We have a lot of people love from the Middle East, India, Africa, representing. I love it. Khalif, love you, Barcelona. Good one. Xavi, good signing. Absolutely. Semedo, great signing, I must confess. I agree with you. Sambu again. Semedo is awesome in attack. How about in defense? Semedo is fucking awesome in defense, man. I plead my ignorance here, but I checked out the stats, and he's a great defensive presence as well. Very good in tackling. And like I said, I'm going to try to put in a link in the description after once this goes up, because don't underestimate his defensive abilities, which is obviously important. Let's not forget, the absolute beating our right flankers got against the Paris Saint-Germain of all teams in the Champions League in the 4-1, when it was just constant. It was perpetual, and it was ugly. So we have somebody very solid there now. I'm very happy about it. Saad, what's up? Johnny Carlos in the house. All right, let me get to your question. Bellerin is right back version of Alba. Hey, I think he's... I think you're undervaluing Jordi Alba simply because of the fact that I think Alba is tactically a lot better than Bellerin, as well as much more of an offensive presence than Bellerin. So I don't know if I would make that comparison. Bellerin, on the other hand, is much stronger, much more physical, and just perfectly suited for the Premier League, as a matter of fact. Next question. No, you have to thank Wenger for refusing to sell Bellerin. That is also true. Semedo is great at defending too. Yes, he is. Here we go. Next question. Hey, Diego, good to see you happy. I know, it's been a while. It's light, man. I got like a ghost. I'm telling ghost stories here. I'm like, telling you a ghost story. Anyway, I hope it's not too freaky. but otherwise it's pretty dark over here. I just blinded myself. I can't see the question. Good to see you're happy. Big if Barça buy Verratti as well as Semedo, is that enough? Do we need anyone else? Well, guys, if we get Verratti, if we get Semedo, that takes care of two enormous headaches. Would I like to see Piqué and Umtiti get some help? Yes, I would. I would. As much as I like Umtiti, I think he convinced all of us last season. And as much as, Piqué is our quote-unquote captain in a way, a little bit of, he's not as present, he's not as much of a leader as Puyol. Let's say I'm still missing that. So to answer your question, I would like to see them get some competition, get one more central, one more serious defensive presence. I was hoping for Bonucci, but he's now been sold. I think it's a done deal with Milan. I would have liked to see him come to the Camp Nou. Besides that, who do I think Barça really need? And I mentioned this before the end of the season. We need a leader, guys. And I know you can't just buy a Puyol on the market. You can't just buy, a new presence, a new leader that comes into a dressing room and demands the respect that a captain needs. However, I still have the feeling right now that what this squad is missing is a Xavi, is a Puyol, is somebody who, commands respect, who demands commitment week in, week out after from all of the players involved in the squad. And, because as great, obviously, as Messi is, el mejor de todos los tiempos, the best of all times, as brilliant and genius as Andres Iniesta is, they're not captains. They are not captains. They're introverted people. And although, of course, there's a lot of talk, well, captains don't always need to be the most vocal. No, I will agree. However, I do think that captains need to be, team captains need to have enough, even if it's just physical presence. And by that, I mean just the demanding commitment from the team, which, you can't always, again, as great as he is, you can't always see that commitment from Messi. I'm going to be honest here. There are moments when I'm watching Barça, whether it is in the stadium or on the TV, and I see Messi walking a little bit too much for my personal liking, especially at moments where you're like, come on. Like, you're playing a small team, you're playing in a smaller stadium, and things are not going your way. It's 0-0, or you may be down 1-0, and that's when you want somebody to go, like a Puyol type of figure to really, smack the other players across their faces, shake them up, and get that kind of, that spirit out of them. And that's still what I'm missing. So that if we can get that type of player, that would be great. Mascherano, I think, although in for the Albiceleste, for the Argentinian team, he's a great captain. He was a good captain for us, a moral captain. However, Masche, I think he's losing it a little bit, his authority in the dressing room. And so that's still what I'm missing. However, that is hard to buy, of course. Piqué is a little bit like, is that hope, that esperanza that we have, or that I have, to be that kind of leader in the dressing room. However, at the same time, he's also the biggest joker, right? So I kind of, those two things maybe don't not necessarily always go together. So I would have loved to, I miss Puyol. I miss the Xavi Puyol, not only for their playing ability, but mainly for their leadership. And so, yeah. Anyway, next question. Joseph. I'm grateful we got him. You're referring to Semedo, better than Bellerin. He uses his left foot very well too, exactly, and has thunderous shots. Yeah, I think he scored something like 6 goals last season. And the goals that he's scoring are thunderous outside the box kind of shots, or the ones where he manages to dribble into the box. So just very Dani Alves like. And man, he's promising. I'm very happy, very excited. Ray Brown. But Bartomeu is destroying our team, bro. Hey, don't get me started on Bartomeu. Ray Brown is the first time I see you in the comment section. If you're new here, welcome. Just to hit you right off the bat, I'm not a Bartomeu fan. I'm just trying to be positive, my friend. I've been negative for too long for my liking. I don't like to be a pessimistic person. So came out today saying, shit, I'm feeling good. I'm happy about this signing, and let's keep this positive momentum going. So I'm not getting into the whole Bartomeu chat today. I've done plenty of other podcasts, or I should say live feeds in the past. So check them out, and you'll see my views on our current board of directors. He's saying, I like Dele Alli from the Spurs. Jubaitul. Again, guys, like I always say, please excuse my pronunciation. Let me know in the comment section how I pronounce your names correctly if you're offended. If not, again, I apologize. He's saying it's time to focus on Verratti. We spoke about Verratti. It is, let's see what happens there. Bartomeu is not quite good or proactive president. He needs to step it up. Yeah, so, okay, I'll quickly touch on the Bartomeu. All I'll say about him is keep this positive momentum going, Presi. Presi, please, if obviously you're not a vocal president, you like to stay behind the scenes. I'm hoping to God that yesterday when you did came out and said that we are still in the hunt for 2 to 3 quality signings, that you're doing your homework, and that it's not Paulinho that you're talking about, that we're looking at quality signings. Do you still believe Verratti deal is dead or alive? I think it's still alive. Edward, is Verratti coming? I hope so. Craig Jenny has joined this motherfucking chat. What's going on, Craig? Craig, an old friend of mine. Good to see you on this live feed. Federica Antonioli, my wife, also supporting me on this chat. Do you think Valverde is ready for the season? She's a big Barça buff. We have great times watching Barça on the screen. How lucky am I, huh? That have such a Barça lunatic wife. Is Valverde ready? I think he is, I think he's had enough time now to settle in and take notes and have this chat with Roberto Fernandez and all of the other technical staff. Have a chat with the players. We saw yesterday the first training, which they look animated. Even Messi, Neymar, Pique, all these guys, the seniors, the heavyweights of the dressing room, saying we can't wait to work with Valverde. So and Valverde, like I said, having that little one-on-one with Marlon Santos, that is very meaningful to me, because it shows me that he está apostando a la cantera. He's willing to give the cantera a chance. Which, by the way, I'm thinking when I'm talking about a defensive presence and the likes of Bonucci coming, if Marlon Santos is the real deal, which it certainly looks like, I hope we do not get another defensive presence, because Marlon is everything we need, guys. So again, let's not forget what our philosophy is all about, and we need to support and give chances to the Masia squad, because La Cantera, because if not, all these Masia players, as we've been seeing this little trend over the past 2-3 weeks, they're flying out the fucking door, because we have the best cantera in the world, guys. Hey, podemos sacar un poco de pecho. We can, stick our chests out and still say that our football base is the best. Otherwise, Man City, Man U, Arsenal, all the teams around the world, Paris, whoever else, all the other big clubs are constantly poaching from us, from our youth team. And, if they come with a bigger contract, it's very hard to say no for a young player. So, it is what it is. So let's hope that the likes of Eric, Sergi Palencia, Marlon Santos, these kids will get a chance at the first squad and do a great job at the Barça B team, who's obviously been promoted. Great news as well. Joseph, another question from Joseph. If we are unable to sign Verratti, who will be the plan B for Barça? Listen, I'll tell you right now, if Verratti is not coming, then I don't want anybody. I want Sergio Roberto to play in his position in the midfield, who I think can be very promising. I would like to see Palencia, as I've been saying, to give him a chance, at least to see how he fits in this. And guys, I keep spitting. I'm so excited. I keep spitting. You see the spit coming out of my mouth? I see my screen is just full of spit. I'm gonna have to clean that off later. But Palencia, I get a chance. Don't forget about Denis Suarez and Rafinha, especially Denis Suarez. I think, I still have such high hopes for the kid. Messi's even said that he loves to play with Denis Suarez, and when the two play together and connect well, woo, there's no stopping those two. All right, Sad. It's a guy called it's a buyout clause, right? Sorry, that was an earlier comment. Please, we need Verratti. Roberto to the midfield will solve our center mid issues. I agree. If Verratti is not coming, Deli Ali. Didn't he just get? I'm confused. Didn't he just go to City? Didn't City just buy him? I don't know. But no, if Verratti is not coming, then right now I'm heavily in favor of giving chances to our players. What's his name? John Seri is still an interesting option from Nice. I liked him when it appeared that we were in talks for him coming to the squad. Excuse me, I don't have any water. Tearing up. So John Seri, I think, would be an interesting signing. However, other than Verratti right now, Coutinho, I like Coutinho. The thing is, with these guys, these price tags are just crazy. Klopp said Coutinho, there's no way he's leaving him. So only if Coutinho goes to Paris Saint-Germain, which is an option, then maybe we can get Verratti. Jean Seri will definitely stay at Nice. Nice has been selling off their players like hotcakes, and I think their president or their owner just said, I'm putting a cork in this, selling fest too, and I'm not letting him go cheap. So, yeah, let's see. A lot of Verratti questions I see. Sad again. If we don't sign Verratti type of player, I think Valverde can get the best out of Dennis. Exactly. Gomez and Rakitic and Busi and Sergi. The sky is the limit. See, I agree. That's the kind of attitude that I like to see. I think that we have a lot of players in the midfield that, perhaps were not playing in their position necessarily. And, let's give Andre Gomez at this point another chance. And that takes a lot for me to say, because Jesus Christ, did he have all of us frustrated last season. Oh my God. But maybe Valverde can get the best out of him. Andre Gomez, a prospect who maybe has everything to prove, and maybe he will. Let's see. Barcelona signing Houston. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Oh, that's a new name for me. I don't know. Signing Houston. En français, c'est un grand joueur du Barcelone. I assume you're talking about Semedo. Mamadou, I love Barcelona. Yeah, boy. Welcome to the chat, Mamadou. Remember, guys, Barça Blaugranes, D-Spot coming at you. My name is Diego, doing my weekly live feed for all you Barça fans. Make sure you sign on to the Barça platform over on Facebook. Barça Blaugranes, of course, SB Nation supported platform, the best Barça platform out there. And of course, D-Spot on YouTube, D-Spot or youtube.com/C/D-Spot, where you'll find the best of all your Barça and Spanish football news, as well as all the latest on international NBA players. Next question. My best player in Barcelona is Xavi Iniesta. Piqué can be that leader. He can do it, in my opinion. I don't know if he can, man. It's, like you just said, Xavi Iniesta were those leaders. And Piqué, he can, but he's a joker at the same time, man. Sometimes he just doesn't take it serious. Sometimes in games you feel like he's not fully committed. I know, listen, there's no bigger culé than me. But I'll give Piqué that he matches me in his love for Football Club Barcelona for sure. And so, I don't question his commitment or love in that sense. I just think, it's Piqué, man. He's Gerard Piqué. He's the one that also likes to do a lot of jokes, which all in good time. However, when you're a joker, it's sometimes hard to demand the respect and seriousness from other players in the dressing room. And that's where, Puyi he's just a master at that, man. He's our Maldini, Ray Brown, Mascherano, Arda Turan should all go, and Piqué and Busquets should man up and stop the nonsense they caused us last season. Oof. Big words coming from Ray Brown. Masche should go. Yes, he's done with. Arda Turan, I would like to get some money in for Arda and see what we can get for sure. Piqué and Busi costing us the season title, no. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to put it on the whole entire squad. A lot of people had subpar performances, not only Pique and Busi. Samdu, no, he got 2 goals and 6 assists. Was it 2 goals? I thought it was 6 goals and 6 assists. Let me check my stats later on, Samdu, but thank you for correcting me if that's the case. Who should be option B behind Verratti? La cantera, guys, la masia. Ah, Jesus. Francesca Codoni has joined the chat. Very cool. Let's see if she asked a question. Another personal friend. Tabiet. I personally think that Paulinho's story is all smoke and mirrors, bro. Honestly, I don't think we didn't even make a bid for him. But in a way, that's a good thing for us. Why? I can't see the end of your question. Why does Facebook do this? I can't see it. Well, anyway, sorry, bro. But listen, you're saying that the Paulinho story is smoke and mirrors? It wasn't, man. It wasn't. It's not. They were very serious, and they might still be very serious. So until I see absolute confirmation in the newspapers that the Paulinho story is off the charts, is off the list, then then I'll finally be able to stop sweating. All this sweat is because of the Paulinho, because this shit has me nervous. We're not seriously gonna get Paulinho, man. Come on now. But just to answer your question, no, that wasn't smoke and mirrors. That's really seriously true. Anis, no City. Kyle Walker. Sorry, Kyle Walker. Exactly. Kyle Walker went to City. So yeah, thanks for that correcting. Saad, do you watch Game of Thrones? I'm trying to get into that, man. I'm still in season 1. Can you believe that? I'm still on freaking season 1 of Game of Thrones. Why? I gotta blame the wife, man, because my wife doesn't like to watch these types of, Game of Thrones. What's the movie called? The other one, not a series, the Game of Thrones, with Schmeagol and stuff. Those types of adventure movies or series. So I was like, I can't seem to get past season 1. Whenever I'm alone, I watch a couple of episodes, and I'm it's like dragging. It's slow, man. But I like it. I'm gonna get into it. But to answer your question, yes, I watch Game of Thrones, but so sporadically that ask me that question again after this weekend. I'm alone this weekend. I'm home alone, baby. It's just me, my wife, and the kid left me alone. So you know what? I'm gonna go on a Game of Thrones marathon and just watch that all weekend. All right. We need to start making monies from player sales to assist in player purchases. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. But I don't know why. I don't know why it is that we seem to buy high and sell low. I mean, it's the opposite of that doesn't make, economically, it makes 0 sense. But I don't know. I don't understand why a club like Madrid, who's at the level of Barça, is able to put price tags on their players and just sell them off. Okay, James now is an exception. He's out on loan to Bayern. But, I'm telling you, watch my words. They're going to get 80 million for Morata. Or even 75. That's fucking way too much for a player like Morata, in my opinion. And I rate Morata. I think he's great for the Spanish national team as well as for Real Madrid. But not worth 70, 80 million. Not even not even dead he'd be worth that kind of money. That doesn't really translate. That's saying I'm trying to translate something from Spanish, but but they're going to get away with it. On the other hand, Barça, we never seem to be able to sell our say stars or somewhat stars for the kind of money that they're worth. So I don't know why. It's a little bit of a mystery to me, and I wish we would do a much better job. But historically, that's always been the case. We can't sell. Why can't we sell who are not needed? I'm not sure, man. Barça should sell Barça. Sell Arda. Not Barça, sorry. All right, yeah, should sell Arda. Yeah, again, I think they're trying to. They rejected an offer, so let's see what happens there. Shit, guys, I think my phone is running out of battery, so I'm going to have to cut this. Man, I'm not going to get to all your questions. I'm slowly going to have to end this live feed. Let me try to squeeze a couple of more in. If for some reason the stream just shuts off, either pop over to D Spot on YouTube, or it's because my phone is running out of battery. So sorry for that. Best of luck to my team, Barça. Absolutely, guys. Let's start being positive and start supporting our team again. It's a new season, and we have everything to play for. We just re-signed Messi, guys. We have MSN. Tenemos MSN para rato. We have MSN until 2021. So, looking good. The reason I said it's good, it's a good thing for us because we can go ahead and sign who we need to let... we can go ahead and sign who we need to let the media say what they want while we do what we need to. That was in reference to a previous question. Very sorry, my friend. I don't remember your question. Sorry. My bad. Trying to get through these quickly. I personally would like to see Sergio Roberto, Denis Suarez, Rafinha all together. I would too. I think it's they could create some magic. Watch your language, please. Christopher. No, sir. This is a filter-free channel. The day I start bleeping out whatever pours out of my heart is the day I probably work for a proper broadcasting feed. But if it's on YouTube and Facebook, hey man, like this is what being a fan. I'm not a journalist. I'm a fan. I'm a fan reporting here. Sometimes some foul language will spill out. It's just emotions, my friend. All right, somebody ring the doorbell. I gotta cut this off. But Ceballos good too, guys. I need to cut this short. Or I need to just cut it. I will get to all of your questions in the comment sections after, once this feed goes up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel over at D-Spot. Don't forget D-Spot for all your Spanish football, mainly Barça news, but Spanish football news, as well as the latest on the international NBA players. That's over on D-Spot, youtube.com/C/D for Diego Spot. All right, in the house. That person needs to wait just a little bit longer because I also want you guys to subscribe and share this, to subscribe to the Barça Blaugranes platform on Facebook and Twitter. All right, guys. Un beso grande. Hope you guys all have a fantastic weekend. It was great talking to you. Thank you for participating. Again, I will get back to your questions and join me next week for another episode and hopefully more great news on new signings. Verratti, maybe. Who knows? Next week, guys. Stay tuned. Ciao.